Hello viewers, thanks for joining. I'm trying something new. There are a lot of mathematical formulas are in my head which I accumulated for last 30 years. I'm just trying to write it down in a video format. It will be in the Math Fun series. I hope this will be useful for some of you. Let me know in the comment section if you like it or not. Let's get started. Let's start with the basic formula. Plus b whole square, which basically means you want to multiply a plus b with a plus b. For the multiplication, you get these things. If we add these two things up, then we will get a square plus ab plus b square. So this is our formula number 1. You can get the same thing with a minus b whole square. The formula number 2. We add this two formula 1 plus 2. We get something like a plus b whole square plus a minus b whole square. In the right side, we add in the right side of the two numbers, we get 2 square plus 2b square. A plus b whole square plus a minus b whole square into a square plus b square. And hence, we can get a formula for a square plus b square. Of a plus b whole square plus a minus b whole square divided by 2. So we will call it, this formula is number 3. Let's see what happens if we subtract equation number 1 to equation number 2. We get a plus b whole square minus a minus b whole square. In the right side, if we subtract, this a square and a square will go away. So we will have b square and b square will go away. And we will have 2ab, basically 2ab minus and minus of 2ab, which is basically these minus and minus will make it plus. So we have the formula of a plus b whole square minus a minus b whole square. The right side we will have 4ab. So if you want to get the formula for ab, basically get a plus b whole square minus a minus b whole square divided by 4. And we will call it number 4. So let's move on to the next one. What we can do, we can actually multiply a plus b into a minus b. Let's see what happens. And we get a square and then minus ab, then plus ab minus b square. And these ab and ab cross out. So basically in the left side you have a plus b into a minus b. In the right side you have a square minus b square. So we can get the formula for a square minus b square, which is a plus b and a minus b. And we call this formula as 5. So one interesting example for or use case for this formula is if you want to multiply two numbers, which is pretty large number. For example, if you want to multiply 405 multiplied by 395. If you somehow know actually the 405 and 395, you can format it like something like plus and minus. You can like it something like 405, 400 plus 5 and 400 minus 5, which basically gives you a formula of 400 square minus 500 square. And as you know, the 400 square is 16 and then only 4 zeros and then 25. So you can basically get the result pretty easily. This is one of the interesting use cases. Let's look into some of the math formulas of sum of n numbers. So basically what we want to do, we want to find out what would be the value of, if we want to find out 1 plus 2 plus 3, and we want to add till n numbers, basically till n. If you want to find this number, one thing we know for sure there are n numbers and each of the number is increasing one by one. Let's assume this sum is s and we want to find out the value of s. So what we can do for this series, we know before that n there was another number which is basically n minus 1. So the interesting key concept to find out the value of this s, we will write this equation again, but from the right side. So basically the right side n will come to the left side. So this will become n. The next one will become n minus 1. And as goes something like last one will be 2 and this one will be 1. And since we just wrote this equation from the right to left, the sum would be same as s. And if we sum these two numbers up, we get basically all of the numbers becomes n plus 1. So as you can see, there are n plus 1, n plus 1. This one will be also n plus 1. And the right side will be 2 of s. And as we know, there are n numbers in the first equation. So there will be n into n plus 1 if we sum all the n plus 1. And the right side will be 2 of s. If you want to find the s will become n into n plus 1 by 2. Basically, this is the sum of all the numbers up to n, and sometimes we define it with some sign with n, basically n into n plus 1.